to use your Century Reward. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Hello there, it's a very good morning to you and time for Hot on the Hills right here on 100.2 Galaxy FM. My name is Isamat Pamela. Well, the High Court today will settle on a matter regarding a petition filed by over 200 students from Kyambogo University. The students are seeking to block a graduation that is slated for next week. Kyambogo students petitioned the High Court on Tuesday this very week, seeking to block a graduation ceremony that was slated to happen next week. The university is slated to graduate over 1,000 students from September 21st to 23rd, 2021. Now, the students argue that most of their names do not appear on the graduation list, despite them finishing up with all the requirements for them to be able to appear on this list. And this is the reason why the students decided to petition the High Court, seeking to block the graduation ceremony that is supposed to happen next week. We do have our reporter Rashida Nakai, who is currently at the High Court there in Twed Towers here in Kampala, and she's going to be giving us an update on this story. What we are meant to understand right now is that the students have already stormed the court chambers, and around the court, most of them are there with placards still protesting a decision by the university to continue with graduation. Hello, Rashida.
Hello, Pam. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, here at High Court in Kampala, following up a case of Kyambogo students who didn't appear on the list for their graduation. Now the matter was fixed today, and it was to be at Civil Division Court, but the principal judge directed this case to be here at High Court. I think he also found it captivating. Now the court has just started, and the aggrieved students are represented by their lawyer, Bire Ronald, who is presenting his submissions to the principal judge, Dr. Flaviana Zenji, where he is asking for an interim order of injunction restraining the respondents, that is Kyambogo University, from proceeding with the 17th graduation preparations slated next week on Tuesday. And now the Kyambogo University is represented by Council Namala Kerea. Now the students this morning, we are seen holding placards written on, "We can't afford wasting another year in misery of uncertainty," as they are showing us their slips and results to show that they have all the necessary requirements to graduate. But as we speak now, Pam, they're being chased away by police here at High Court, and they're all being dispersed. But allow me to speak to some of the student leaders here to tell us what they expect today. Good morning.
Good morning. Fahad, and I'm the area councillor at Kyambogo University. Today I expect justice from court. The principal judge called up for this case, and I believe maybe the matter could have been of so much national importance. We didn't know the justice would realize this, but it means that bringing the case here, they have not a doubt that it's a big case and it must be handled urgently. Yes, I expect justice, and if we don't get justice, then it will continue showing the picture of what our justice system is. Now, demonstrating peacefully is a right for every Ugandan. We don't know why the security was here to chase away our students. We don't know. And actually, after this court case, we might add another court case against the Uganda police for breaking the laws. They are supposed to keep law and order, but they are the very same people who are breaking the laws. Because we were peaceful. You personally noted that we were peaceful. Yes. Did you see any kind of violence? No. Yes.
Good morning. Yeah, as a student, I expect justice because these students played their part. They did all the clearance, but the problem is the administration were not playing their part. So we expect also the court to play their part and show justice to the students. Yeah, you can't tell me that from year one up to your last year, You've done everything. You don't have any retake, and at the last moment you're missing on the graduation list. That is too hurting to both the students and the parents. What if it comes out to say that court will not stop Chambogo? What is next? There might be a possibility according to the case, but we can utilize other ways. Yeah, the university can organize for the next, the second graduation if this is impossible. Yeah. So let me get one more, the last one. Good morning.
Well, good morning.
University, what is the court result and say the not stopping university from holding the graduation? What next?
Well, my name is Faizo Nkuba, LC5 counselor. The main purpose why we are here is, first of all, is to seek for justice. But whatever the court decides, the good thing the world could have come to realize that things are not moving on well, and we have done whatever we are supposed to do as leaders. That is the most important thing. However, we will leave whatever they decide from the court.
Thank you so much. That's it, Pamela, happening here at High Court in Kampala. So we are going to wait for the ruling from the principal judge, that is Mr. Zenji Flaviana, whether he will allow Chambogo University to proceed with the university or he will be able to stop it. That is happening here at High Court in Kampala, and we shall be getting...
Thank you very much, Rashida Nakai. There she'll be giving us details of that story in our bulletins through the day. Well, according to the university's spokesperson, the PR, Mr. Ayebare Twinomujune, he insists that they cannot push the graduation further, even if the students have gone to court. He says that they're in abnormal situations and the the graduation process must go on. This he shared with Galaxy FM.
Emitima gyo girina okuguma ne bwe batabeera ku risiki kubanga ekikulu kyonna kye twetanira kipapula ng'omaze byonna oba oli ku risiki oba toliiwo oba ofunye ekipapula kyekisinga obukulu tujja bibawa kubanga kati tetusobola okubeera ku risiti ne tutuuka graduation yennyini nga tukyali ku risiti tulina okutuuka ku risiti ne tugamba kati tuwe kino kiwedde katukole kino katukole kirala.
Meanwhile, the UN Children's Agency is closing down its social media channels for 18 hours to send one message to the whole world, that is, reopen schools in person and help children learn. The UN Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, is joining UNICEF together with the World Bank and the European External Action Services and other well-concerned organizations and child rights activist organizations to fight for the rights of children to go back to school. According to a statement released by the UN, it is a protest that is intended to call the attention of all schools and countries in Africa, including Uganda, for attention for schools to be reopened. Approximately 131 million students in 11 countries have missed more than 3/4 in person of learning. In Uganda, an estimated 15 million learners are at home due to prolonged school closures. Last week, President Yoweri Museveni directed the Prime Minister to convene a meeting with the relevant ministers and come up with better proposals for safe reopening of schools. Currently, vaccination of teachers, support staff and different vulnerable groups is ongoing in the country as one of the prerequisites for Uganda to open schools.
International news.
And on the international scene, the leaders of the two recent coups in Mali have been granted amnesty by the country's interim parliament. Colonel Assimi Goita and the other army officers involved in overthrowing President Ibrahim Bouba Keita is in August last year, and interim president Ba Ndao in May this year will not face prosecution. The motion was passed by an overwhelming majority of the National Transitional Council in Mali.
Forex rates, sponsored by
Glovo. Order anything, we deliver in minutes.
As for the forex rates, the US dollar buys at 3,565, sells at 3,690. Pound sterling buys at 4,755, sells at 4,935. Kenyan shillings buys at 30, sells at 32. And the Tanzanian shillings buys at 45 and sells at 65.
Forex rates, sponsored by
Glovo. Order anything. We deliver in minutes.
COVID-19 Stories on Galaxy FM in partnership with MasterCard Foundation.
Amanya yenze Mark Chiza ntunda ngoye z'abaami wansi ku Ham building n'embeera eno etunize nnyo. Ekisooka omukulembeze w'eggwanga yandikendeza ku budde bwa kafyu butunyigiriza nnyo olumu batonakola tonafuna zikuzaayo waka eza transport ate ng'ebisale bya taxi bibeera waggulu nnyo kati kwega omuntu n'osoberwa nobanga ekyakulese mu kivuga tokifunye ng'oviiriddemu awo ate ng'ospendinze.
COVID-19 Stories on Galaxy FM in partnership with MasterCard Foundation.
And with the COVID-19 story brings us to a close with this bulletin. I am Pamela. Good morning.
Hot on the heels. Agagwira War was sponsored by Get MTN Central Points when you deposit, send or withdraw MTN mobile money and use the points to pay for goods and services through MTN Momo